Gentlemen, well, long time no see. Week 4 has come and gone. It is Commissioner Travis here. I've been on a bit of a hiatus. I had things to do for the league, papers to sign, things in the works. It's just business. That's really what it is. But we are here. We've got lots to unpack, lots to look back on. Things are starting to develop 4 weeks into the season. I'm excited to jump into it. Let's hop over to the main stage. And that's not the main stage. That's the main stage. There we go. We are looking at the league home. And man, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't do a recap of the past couple weeks. Things have actually been busy. But nonetheless, we are here today. And that's all that matters. So quickly looking at the final standing projections 4 weeks into the season, we've got some changes. Kevin, who started out as number 1, has now dropped to 5th. Ari has also dropped. Same with Dunn. So 1, 2, and 3 at draft day have now dropped significantly. Where 4, 5, 8, and even 10 as team dealt have jumped up in their projections for the final standings, but as we all know, these are absolute crap and mean nothing. So let's move on to the scoreboard, and there's just a couple games that I want to highlight from the past few weeks, all right? Week 2 was a good week. Most teams actually almost put up 100 points. I was proud of the league. I was proud of you guys, the teams you put forth. Ben got shafted a little bit by just some poor performances from his team, but this actually was a decent week. The highlight of the week was Dunn, obviously. Dunn scoring 153, which is absolutely nuts. Everyone on his team put up almost 20 plus, besides his defense, his flex, and his defense. But this was just honestly unlucky for Jared, who put up a good week of 112, but still wasn't enough to beat Dunn. Anyways, moving on to week 3, this is where things get fun. This is where things get interesting. Boom, there it is, 54.96 points out of the Cleveland Steamers. And this was a tough sight. This was really a tough sight. This was the highlighted game of the week. Kevin did put up 169, so regardless of what Sternick did, sorry, buddy, you were not winning this game. 169 points is absolutely insane. It may be the highest that I've seen in our league in a while. Devontae Adams had a crazy week. Kenneth Walker, crazy week. Lamar Jackson's actually starting to play some football. Travis Etienne did all right. But Dunn, sorry Dunn. Didn't mean to disrespect your name like that. You're next week. Sorry. Andrew Sternick, you had a stinker. This is an ice. That's one ice for Sternick. And there's also an ice for Delt and another ice for Delt. So we're going to need to see those very soon, or there's going to start to be some issues. There's going to start to be some things rolling out, point deductions, waiver withdrawals. I don't know. I'm just going to come up with it on the spot. You owe us an ice. Your players got 0 points. That's been implemented into the league. Let's figure it out, gentlemen. So, we should come up with a rule for if you score under like 70 points or 60 points, there's another sort of punishment. But whatever, it's not in place right now. Sternick does get off the hook a little bit, just a little bit, if you take a step to the next week, this past week, and you see what some of the teams did. First, we'll go in depth in each game because this is week 4 recap, so that's why we're going to do that. And we didn't go too in depth with the other weeks, but that is okay. Sternick and I had an absolute nail biter. I thought I was going to lose the undefeated hot streak. I'm proud of my team. Don't want to gas them up too much. I know that losses are coming my way. Doesn't really matter what happens in the regular season as long as you make the playoffs. That's really what matters. I honestly got saved by Christian McCaffrey. He put up 45 points, had an unreal stat line, 20 rushes, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns with 70 receiving yards and another receiving touchdown. He's been amazing. I know there were some doubters with, I can't believe you're taking McCaffrey with the first pick. I mean, as long as he stays healthy, look at this. Like, I just couldn't be more pleased with my decision to take Christian McCaffrey. He's been my guy through and through. Kyron Williams had a great game. Olave stinks now that Kamara's back, so I am in the market for a wide receiver. I'm going to need to figure that out. Keenan Allen had an average week. Kyle Pitts also sucks. The Bengals organization sucks. The Giants organization sucks. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Sternick honestly had a good week. It's unfortunate that he had A-Chain on his bench, but again, his running back still did well. Swift did well. Henry actually looked like a decent running back this week. Bijan's finally getting more touches than Aguilar, so good things to see for Sternick. I think that the 0-4 is really unlucky as we take a look a little bit deeper at the standings here in a little bit. Sternick's been shafted slightly, but it really, again, doesn't matter till playoffs. I think 0-4 is a place where you can recover, so we will see what happens there. Next up, Delt. This is what I'm talking about. 0 points out of your quarterback. That's a rookie mistake. Claims that he put the change through. Don't know if I buy it. Really don't know if I buy it. But he's luckily gets the win because of Cole Clement. 24 points out of a tight end is Travis Kelce numbers. And so, I mean, that's massive. That makes up for everything that Deshaun Watson didn't do, which was nothing. So, Erdo gets a really lucky win this week. Kevin shot himself in the foot. I mean, his team just didn't perform. He goes from scoring 160 points to scoring 91. So it just, you know what? That's fantasy. It is what it is. Moving on, next game, Ben versus Ari. This was a grudge match until Ben exploded. His team went off. Stephon Diggs finally started to do what Stephon Diggs does. Mark Andrews was a beast. Brandon Ayuk has been awesome. The 49ers are an unbelievable team. I think they are the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. They've looked the best. I've watched them a lot because of Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey, so I don't know. I'm hoping that they continue to tear things up because I am loving it. Ari's team, very average. Mahomes had a really average week. The Chiefs got their wiener sucked by the referees. Should have been a win for the Jets. Fine by me, though. Hate the Jets, but also hate the Chiefs. So, really, it's a lose-lose situation there. Josh Jacobs finally had a week that was decent, but the Pats, I mean, pouring out for the Pats. Talk about pouring out for Joe, pouring out for the freaking Patriots. They are horrible. Just abysmal organization right now. I say we tank and we draft Caleb Williams, and then we get rid of Mac Jones. Bailey Zappi's even worse. I don't even know what we're going to do. Also, this is just ridiculous. The Dallas Cowboy defense. I mean, talk about, besides this 1 week against Arizona, which is, Arizona. Am I being dumb? Yes, Arizona. Sorry, I'm trying to have lots of energy right now. Ari put up 100 points, which is decent, but Ben's team just went off. Next game, Jared versus Brandon. Well, Brandon also 4-0 start this year. I mean, talk about a guy who's really turned it around. Brandon has before this season started, Brandon had the worst overall record over the past, 5 years. And now he's just coming out on fire, 4-0, 127 points, looking good. Drafted a good team. He now has Kamara back, which makes him even more of a threat. James Cook has been a really great pick. He picked him one before me, which sucks because I wanted James Cook. Justin Jefferson starting to find a little bit of form. And so we'll see. Deebo Samuel will definitely do better than 0.6 points. But the Ravens defense did good. I mean, Brandon's team is great. He's got a great team. It'll be interesting to see if he can hold it up. The injury bug can hurt us all, as we know. And as Jared knows very well. So I think Jared's been a bit unlucky here as well. I mean, his team just, didn't perform. Travis Kelce, his first overall pick for his team, had a weak game against the Jets. Taylor Swift's getting in his head, so that's unfortunate. And then this was an absolute just crapshoot. Congratulations, Matt, on the pity win. Scoring 83 points and winning is disgraceful. But that's because back-to-back weeks we've had two separate commissioners score 55 points, which is unheard of in our league. And so you guys have to figure that out. I know it's not your fault. It's your team's fault, but you picked your team, so therefore it's your fault. No points on the bench either. Just was a really, really tough week for Dunn, who typically is projected to get a lot of points. But, I mean, you can see Monster is now not getting end zone or red zone touches. With A-Chain doing what he's doing, Pollard had a very average week against the Pats, even though they won 38-3. So, Matt, nothing to talk about with your team. 83 points is very average, but you are very lucky to be 3-1 after this week. So, with that said, let's hop over to the standings quickly, as I said I would do. Looking at the stands right now, myself and Brandon are sitting at 4-0. Matt's the only 3-1 team in the league right now, and then we've got a couple teams 2-2, a couple teams 1-3, and then Sternick, who's 0-4. But I just wanted to take a second and acknowledge what Sternick's been saying to all of us, and check the points against here. In first place, there he is, 551 points against Sternick. I believe that's an average. Let's do the math just real quick. 551 divided by 4. That's an average of 137.75 points a week. That is what is the average score against Sternick is. I mean, Ben said it best. He's just got to play better defense. It's really unfortunate. He's not even that bad in the points for category. I mean, he's sitting 7th. But what's crazy is this right here. Matt, this team, below him in points for by 3, is a 3-1 team. This is a 3-1 team. This is an 0-4 team. The numbers don't lie. That is really, really bad luck. Sternick should not go and buy a scratch ticket. Yeah, so that's what we've got going on. Scoreboard, quickly looking into this upcoming week. I've matched up against Kevin. This should be a good game. Kevin's team is always projected to score like 120 points, which is nuts. And then we've got Brandon and Ari down in Delt. Sternick looking to get his first win against Ben. That'll be a fun game to watch. And then we've got Matt and Jared. We can see if Jared can bounce back and Matt can be a team that is assertive and not lucky. So that's what we're looking at. That's the recap for this week. I hope you boys enjoyed. I apologize for dropping the ball a couple weeks in a row, but we're back. I'll probably have a guest on for next week, so that'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how the season continues to go. I'm having a good time, and it's not just because I'm doing well. I've been trying to stay quiet, so I'm going to continue to do that so that Jared doesn't lose his mind. But that is what it is. That's the recap. That's the season so far. And until next week, it's been your boy, Commissioner Travis, and I'm out.